What's up, everybody? My name's Chance, and today we're going to be hopping into the Historic Pauper Event, which I don't know if you'll be able to see because my face cam is now back, but bring a deck using only commons from all of MTG Arena. So all the cards that are common from all of the sets that have ever been released on MTG Arena, we can play. So first things first, we're going to be taking a look at some of the decks that we're going to be playing today, some of the decks that I thought actually were pretty fun and did well in this event. Alrighty, our first deck is a weird Pauper Selesnya Enchantment deck, which is going to be gaining you life while able to tap your opponent's creatures, getting in your damage with your vigilance creatures, and then allowing you to defend with these sort of higher defense creatures. So it's very confusing to explain, but very simple once we get into it. So before we do go and hop into these deck takeover deck breakdowns, though, I'd like to remind you, if you enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like down below and a comment in the comment section if you have any suggestions on this video, future videos, or past videos. Furthermore, if you're new here, consider subscribing. It's free. It's a great way to support the channel, and you get an update if you click on that bell icon. It'll give you a notification every time I go live or post a video or post a post. So on into what we were actually playing here today. The base for this deck was kind of built around the Karametra's Blessing and the Captivating Unicorn. I got to looking at these two cards and I was like, man, that's pretty good actually. So combine those with the Nexus Wardens, which allow you to keep healthy up against the mono red decks that you are inevitable to face, alongside with them having a beefy back end, so not able to be shocked out or skewered out so simply, right? Makes this deck very contendable and up against a lot of the matches you're going to be playing. So we have Karametra's, we have the Captivating Unicorn, which I know a lot of people may not know what it does, but it reads, whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, you're going to be able to tap target creature an opponent controls. Now, couple this with 4 copies of Territorial Hammerskull, which reads, whenever this card attacks, tap target creature an opponent controls. And you also have a Stag, I believe that's 4 mana, so if you wanted to, you could go overboard on these, but I found these two to be enough. So basically, you're going to be tapping everything that your opponent has to defend with, while you have things like Candlelight Vigil and Sentinel's Eyes, giving your Nexus Wardens, giving your Captivating Unicorns, even if you have a Transcendent Envoy that you've buffed up, right? Giving them all Vigilance, so that way when you tap your opponent's creatures and they come untapped on their turn, you still have something to defend with, as well as still being able to get in that damage, right? So, Pious Wayfarer is just a nice little complement to the deck. It's a 1 mana creature that has 1/2, so again, not necessarily super easily removed as a lot of other 1 mana cards are, but it does have the added benefit of being able to really boost up some of your other creatures' damage. Then we have Angelic Gift, which is going to allow us to give flying to cards such as Pious Wayfarer. Now, Nexus Wardens does have reach already, but if you can give your Captivating Unicorn flying, then you have a 4/4 flyer, which is actually very good in Pauper. Also, it allows you to draw a card. We have 4 copies of Pacifism for some semi-removal of creatures. They don't remove the creature's abilities, but it does remove the creature from being able to attack and block, which is the main transfer of damage in this event. We have 4 copies of Transcendent Envoy to help the decks flow a little bit smoother, as we are playing a whole lot of auras. We have 4 copies of Setessan Training to allow us to draw cards, give our creatures trample, +1, +0, all that fantastic stuff. We've already talked about Territorial Hammerskull. Nexus Wardens, like I said, these are going to be able to really keep you beefed up against all those aggro decks that people are going to be trying to play, right? It's a 1/4, and it reads, whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, you're going to gain 2 life. So say you have 2 of these down, or even 3 of these, you're going to gain 4, 6 life, for every enchantment down. And then we have Candlelight Vigil, which is just a strong aura, right? +3/+2, and has Vigilance, can turn your Nexus Wardens into absolute monsters, can turn your Captivating Unicorns into monsters, very good aura. And then last but not least, of course, the Captivating Unicorn. And that's going to do it for our Selesnya Enchantment deck. Alrighty, the next deck we're taking a look at is an Orzhov Vampire deck, which again, y'all know I love tribal decks, so I had to try out a tribal deck for this event, and I wanted to try what I thought would be the best tribal, so we went for vampires, as I think that this can actually contend with mono red and things of that nature, which are going to be shocking and removing a lot of your stuff very quickly, very early on. So, what I like most about this deck is it has a lot of ways of gaining you life and really getting you big and beefy, while also getting down a whole lot of creatures. The main point is vampires just in general, so it's not so much got one workaround as a whole lot. Now, Bishop Soldier is very good 2-cost card, can come down with lifelink and all that good stuff. Costly Plunder going to allow you to draw cards. Dust Legion Zealot going to allow you to draw cards. And again, I'm not going to be going through every single card in these decks because got 3 of them. We're trying to get through this shit. So, Moment of Craving, gonna allow you to gain life, and this is super great against those mono red decks, those aggro decks that are trying to rush you down. Legion Conquistador, and I know you see it's a bit weird here, but I had apparently 4 altogether from different sets, so there's that. Either which way, whenever you play one of these cards, even one of them, you're going to be able to reach into your deck and grab the other 3, which is just absolutely fantastic, right? You're basically resupplying your hand, and even if it is only with 3 mana 2/2s, it's Pauper, so 3 mana 2/2s, not even that bad considering you can just swarm your opponent with creatures, right? We have 4 copies of Murder to help us remove our opponent's creatures. Moving us on down, we have 2 copies of Savage Gorger, and Voracious Vampire here is kind of going to help us with that Savage Gorger, but Savage Gorger is really just here to act as a flyer, which can potentially build up really, really big, right? And of course, you can Sanguine Glorifier it to make it even bigger, but you have this Voracious Vampire, which is going to make your creatures get a little bit evasive, a little bit stronger, which can help increase the damage here for the Savage Gorger, and once this card gets going, it really, really can take off rather quickly. Voracious Vampire is going to enter as a 2/2 and give one of your vampires +1/+1 in menace, which is great as far as evasion. As I said, Sanguine Glorifier going to enter and give one of your vampires +1/+1 counter, which is a permanent boost, which is awesome. Mark of the Vampire going to give one of your creatures +2/+2 and have lifelink, which is really good on your Savage Gorger, as it's going to be swinging in, gaining you life, gaining you more life every single turn, and on and on and on. And we have 2 copies of Epicured Blood because I really enjoy Epicured Blood. Now, there is a lot of ways you can build this deck. If you want to go more towards Epicured Blood, feel free to, and I recommend that you throw in some, I'm losing the name for it, but it's like the 5 mana enchantment, what is it? We'll figure this out sooner. Ill-Gotten Inheritance. This card works beautifully with Epicured Blood. This card works beautifully with Savage Gorger, right? So if you want to switch this in for some of your cards, by all means. You know, that's the thing with this Pauper Historic, is there's so many cards that do so many things, and finding the best, well, that's really up for debate. But I think everybody should play something that they enjoy, and I think that there is a good version of something that everyone enjoys for this event, which is kind of the nice thing. So if you want to throw in some Ill-Gotten Inheritance, by all means, feel free to. I think it fits perfectly well into this deck, and especially increase your Savage Gorger count and your Epicured Blood if you're going to do that, right? So that's going to be it for the Vampire deck. Now, last but not least, we have my favorite deck, which is this weird Jund, lots of creatures, Gruesome Fate sort of deck, and it's just not something you would really expect. So, I'm going to dive into this one and try and be quick and brief with it. So, we have 3 copies of Ral, I'm sorry, I know, southern accent. Anyways, which are going to be very, very crucial with your Thallid Omnivore and with your Overgrown Armasaur. Obvious effects with your Overgrown Armasaur, as whenever it is dealt damage, you're going to create a 1/1 green sapling creature token, which is obviously going to help you get towards this Gruesome Fate sort of murder that you're looking for, right? Also, it's a 4/4, which is a solid body. Furthermore, it's going to give you trample on that creature, and you're going to draw a card, so for 1 mana, you're really getting a whole lot of value out of it. Now, how does it come into effect with your Thallid Omnivore? Your Thallid Omnivore oftentimes just ends up getting chum blocked outright. You're going to sacrifice all these saplings and get it real big and have it to where it's the point of being able to finish your opponent. And then they're going to say, no, no, no. And I thought to myself, there's 2 ways that we can really do this, right? We can either fling it, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense considering we have all these other like little one life creatures, right? 1 strength creatures. Sure, we have the Overgrown Armasaur, but even when we fling the Overgrown Armasaur, we're not going to enrage it, right? So that doesn't really make too much sense. So I thought to myself, well, what else can we do? So we're going to give it trample. Sure, it's at sorcery speed, so our opponent's going to know what's coming. They're going to know what's happening. But on their turn, when they're calculating in what kind of people to swing with, they're only going to leave 1 defender for that Thallid Omnivore, right? Because it doesn't have trample. And they're not going to be thinking about Ral in our hand, right? So that's sort of the smooth move we're going for over something like Fling, so that way it also works with our Overgrown Armasaur, all that kind of stuff, draws this card, blah, blah, blah. Costly Plunder, like I said, we're playing a whole bunch of really, really cheap Costly Plunder, like I said, we're playing a whole bunch of really cheap creatures, so it's really easy for us to sacrifice the 1/1 Goblin Instigator, or one of the 4 sapling migration saplings that we get, right? And then draw 2 cards off of that, which can keep us moving forward. Deathbloom Thallid, great card, gonna give a sapling back whenever it dies, solid body, can really deal some damage. And again, you have to remember with Gruesome Fate, you're not trying to get down 20 creatures and then cast 1 Gruesome Fate, right? But if you can deal in 6-7 damage, and then you have 6-7 creatures down, and you can Gruesome Fate twice. That's enough to finish your opponent. I think this card is highly undervalued in Pauper. So good. 3 copies of Murder for some removal, obvious. 4 copies of Goblin Gathering to really ramp us up with creatures. Love Goblin Gathering. Any chance I get to play it, I'm going to. That's how much I love that card. And you can always sacrifice your Goblins with your Thallid Omnivore and still give it the +2/+2. You just don't gain the 2 life, which is perfectly fine, right? Because really you're looking to end the game, not gain life infinitely. So, Yavimaya Sapper going to enter and give us a 1/1 Sapperling, which I kind of prefer over the Death Bloom, but that's just me personally. And then we've already explained the Thallid Omnivore and the Overgrown Armasaur. So it's kind of a simple deck once you have a wider view on it, but it's a little bit harder to just look at it and be like, okay, yeah, all this stuff's going to work well together. So this is by far my favorite deck that I've played in the event so far, but I think the other two are along the lines of being actual, decks. And this one can do everything you want it to do. It can definitely get you to the 5 victories you're looking for. I had it do that for me just earlier. So yeah, we're going to hop in with each of these 3 decks. We're going to play some matches and see how they do. Texas Legend, like Walker Texas Ranger, I guess. I'm not quite sure. Either way, we're going to be playing this rather weird constellation sort of deck. We'll see how it fares. Hopefully well, given we're looking to win some awesome epic cards here. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get down Transcendent Envoy and make all of our stuff cost a little bit less as far as auras go. That's fantastic, if you ask me. Captivating Unicorn is really the inspiration for this deck, and our opponent also has a Transcendent Envoy. However, they're in Azorius. Okay, doke. Well, let's get down to Nexus Wardens and call it good. Next, we'll probably go with the Cetessan Training Healer's Hawk. Okay, so they're looking to go for like Aura'd Flyers. I see. That's 4. We only need 1 more to get to where we're looking to get. I think we will go ahead and just X-nay both of their creatures, right? Put the trample on the Nexus Wardens, I believe. Another Nexus Wardens. Cool beans. So we'll go ahead and get in for the free 3 damage. And we're sitting at 27 health, so we're looking good there. Another Transcendent Envoy for our opponent. Angelic Gift. Well, let's get down our Nexus Wardens first, and then get down our Angelic Gift on our... they have reach anyways, but on our 2/4. So allow us to draw a card, gain 4 life. It's a Plains. Well, that's good, because then next turn, that's our Captivating Unicorn, right? So we'll swing in. We still have the damage to kill their Transcendent Envoy as well, considering we have a Nexus Wardens with reach and a Transcendent Envoy. So we'll see what our opponent does here. Heliod's Pilgrim. Enters the battlefield. You may search for your library for an aura, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. 3 mana for a 1/2. Suppose that one could have fit into our deck. There's a Pacifism, which is more than likely going to go on our Nexus Wardens, right? So let's go ahead and get down our our Captivating Unicorn. We'll swing in once more with our 2/4 and then keep everything else back. Actually, it may go on our Captivating Unicorn now that we have a 4/4 down. We should have waited a turn to play the Captivating Unicorn, but that's okay. It is indeed going on the Captivating Unicorn. Seems like they need more white mana. Maybe that's what they're running into here. One with a Wind, gonna give Heliod's Pilgrim actually some decent stats. +2/+2 and flying. Solid aura. Alright, so they're swinging in with a 3/4. I think they forgot we do have a 1/4 with which we can defend. So, not a big deal. Then we have a Pacifism, which is going to allow us to enter that. We can tap that. We're going to gain some more life, and of course we can swing all in. Alright, so our opponent is down to 10. Captivating Unicorn doing what it's meant to do. And we're all the way up to 35 health. Here comes another Heliod's Pilgrim, so That is unfortunate. It means I can get another one with the wind, but we can keep using our Captivating Unicorn or another pacifism. I guess that works as well, right? X-naying our creatures is just as useful as boosting theirs. Alright, so they're going to get in with the 1 damage. There's another Captivating Unicorn. Unfortunately, it's not an enchantment, so we won't get to use our Captivating Unicorn to tap their Heliod's Pilgrim, so we can't really afford to swing in. Well, we could swing in with the Nexus Wardens in this, but then we don't have anything to defend with, so we'll keep it back, and they'll probably pacifism our other Captivating Unicorn. This is a very slow roll kind of game. Y'all understand? This is what Pauper's all about. It's about taking 10 turns to do what you could do with normal cards in 5 turns, right? Something along those lines. I really do enjoy Pauper though, because you get to see so many cards you would never see before. And that's what's the fun about it, right? It's seeing these cards and you're like, you know, I would have never thought about like how this could be good in a deck because I just looked at it before and said, oh no, that's garbage. Like a lot of these cards, you looked at it and you're like, oh no, that's garbage. 3 mana for a 1/2 that just looks in your deck and grabs you an aura. Yeah. But come to Pauper and you're like, hey, it's a pretty good card once you realize. So here comes another Transcendent Envoy, and it's going to be back to our turn. Territorial Hammerskull. This card I'm excited for. Whenever it attacks, we can tap target creature an opponent controls. Now we could swing in with a Captivating Unicorn and try to take out the Heliod's Pilgrim. I think I'll just wait though. I think I'll wait it out. It's very difficult seeing all these creatures and like counting the ones that have pacifism, right? We only have one that has pacifism on it. They have 3. Now we have 2. It's gonna go on the Territorial Hammerskull. We pretty much knew that was gonna be that. No Transcendence, but they are swinging in with the Heliod's Pilgrim. Tell you what, I'll let you have it. Whatever instant speed, flashery, whatever, I don't care. I simply do not care. Alright, so we're gonna put this this trample on the Captivating Unicorn, right? And this is gonna do a lot of stuff. It's gonna allow us to tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Alright, we're gonna gain some life off of this. We're also gonna draw a card. We actually only have 1 green mana, so I think we're doing pretty... Oh, hey, there we go. Speak of the devil. Alright, so we probably want to keep you back to defend. Actually, we don't. We have 35 life. We want to go for the glory. This is going to deal 9 damage, which means we're 1 off from lethal. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, man. Oh, man. They do only have 3 creatures, and we do have 4, so... Okay, well. I spoke too soon. X-nay that. So they don't swing in. Right. We have a Territorial Hammerskull. Alright, well that's still looking like a lethal come next turn. We can't swing in this turn, can we? Well, we can swing with the 5/4 and get some trade skis, right? Like, we should still swing in, realistically. Sure, even if their 3/4 kills my 1/2, not a big deal. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. They pretty much have to block the Captivating Unicorn with the Pilgrims, or with the Heliod's Pilgrim, or with the 2 Transcendents. You know, something along those lines. So block, block. Block, yep. And with the Healer's Hawk. There. Okay. Do they have some kind of flashery? That's what we're like thinking they have, right? Bum 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 bum. I swear I saw an episode of Jeopardy like this one time. Texas Legend, what do you got? Come on, show your hand. Don't be a coward. Play it. Do it. I say that and then they're gonna do it and I'm gonna be like, no. We were so close. Which I feel like we probably missed that 1 damage in some form of like attacking somewhere. Alright, so we did the trade ski. We did the little trade ski. Now they only have 1 creature and we have plenty, so we're still looking pretty good. Flying hexproof with a 3/2. That still only gives them 2 creatures. So I think, as I said before, yeah, Texas Legend gonna scoop it out, and we're gonna be picking up a game 1. Breville Nister? I think. I don't know. Well, that's a bit awkward. Don't you think? Oh, vampires, you never cease to amaze me. Yeah, I just don't know if we can make that work. Let me get all black mana. Choose your doom, Chance. Shit. No white mana, no black mana. You will not get both. Hey, there we go. There we go. Mindstone. Ooh. Ooh. And a Forsaken Sanctuary is good as well. Alright, so let's get the Bishop Soldier down first so we can start gaining life, hopefully immediately. And then we'll go Dust Legion Zealot to draw us a card. Dismal Backwater. Opponent's playing some control, I smell it. Alright, so we'll swing in. What do they have? Nothing. Cool beans. Let's get down Dusk Legion Zealot. Alright, there's 2 lands we can now cycle if we want to. Certainly not a bad idea considering how many lands we have in hand, right? Our opponent's gaining plenty of mana. Speaking of which, I think we're gonna keep playing our stuff down though. Keep on keeping on, you know what I mean? Alright, so this will be 4 damage to the face. Then we're gonna keep these lands in hand because again, if we're gonna end up cycling anything, it'll be these. Cold Water Snapper. Interesting. Interesting. Alright, well, let's go for a Sanguine Glorifier on the Voracious Vampire. And I will go ahead and enter this tapped. Alright, so Voracious is going to be able to get in damage perfectly fine. Cold Water Snapper, though, our opponent may be going for a hexproof only style deck. In which case, hats off to them if they are. Let's see. Maybe some equipment or auras as well to accompany their Cold Water Snapper. No? Yes? No? Oh, no, they're just going to be drawing a card. Not sure what they're doing here. Murder. Cool beans. Cool beans. Do they go for the swing and they don't? That's good for us. Alright, so we can get down another Sanguine Glorifier here. And we will actually plus this one. Try to get it as close to that 5 mana as possible. I think we just let it ride. Alright, resolve that. If we want to, we can cycle this land here. I think we might as well. Let's see what Breville has for us. Notion Rain. We're going to deal 2 damage to him, and they're going to get to scry 2, right? Oh, no, Surveil 2, I'm sorry. And then draw 2. Alright, pass to attackers. Opponent still doesn't have anything, so we will cycle this. Another Moment of Craving. Well, it's not exactly what we want to see, but Mark of the Vampire is really good for us. Let's hope they don't have any instant speed removal here. Sanguine Glorifier, you are our lifeline. Negate. Yeah. Okay. Okay, buddy. Salvager of Secrets. Gonna get that negate back in your hand? Well. Well. Let's go ahead and get rid of this Salvager. Let me guess, negate? Yeah, it's okay, I carry 2. Legion Conquistador gonna allow us to build up our numbers once we can get it down. Potentially should have played it that turn instead of getting rid of that card. What did they just make me do? Target opponent sacrifices an enchantment? I don't have an enchantment. Do I? Did I have an enchantment? Not on me. Alright, so let's take action. Boop, boop, boop. Again, that'll restock our hand for all of those and allow us to not have to worry about drawing out the rest of them. So Legion Conquistador really good at doing what it does, right? Syncopate. Well, you know what? This may just come down to us just overwhelming them. How many numbers do we have? 3, 5, 6, 7. So we can get down 2 Legion Conquistadors. We can go around this Cold Water Snapper maybe and just swing in with everything. Swing low, sweet chariot. Right, there goes our Dusk Legion Zealot. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. They are going to be swinging in. They're not going to be swinging in. They don't know what they're doing. Neither do I. Now, I kind of do want to get down a Secluded Steppe here because it means that next turn we can get down 2 Legion Conquistadors at the same time. Alright, think about that math. Essence Scatter. Well, okay. Okay, so if we swing in here, we deal 4... no, not 4. 4 gets killed. We deal 3, 5, 7. Next turn we would deal 4, which is 11. So, technically, we have enough to finish them here. Right? Down to 4. Next turn they block here. That's still 4. I'm going for it. I'm going big or going home. I guess I'm going home. Because, yeah. Whoops. Whoops the daisies. That's alright. We'll get down our other 2 Legion Conquistadors. Decline. And decline. So now if we swing in, we're dealing 6 damage, which is, again, almost... Oh, okay. They do get to draw 2 cards, so they have the potential to come back, but what if not? You know, what if not? Alright, Breville has seen enough. They are going to concede out to our vampires. We finally overwhelmed them. That wasn't a very interesting deck, though. Alrighty, Alvaro Rees. Maybe Rees. Either way, going up against our weird sort of Saproling Gruesome Fate style deck. It's a very slow start to our hand, but we get to go first, so I will keep it. Let's see what our opponent goes. If they're going mono red, I'm probably just going to play the Saproling Migration. They're not so far. Alright, so let's just get it low and slow then. Low and slow. Seeing our 2 Rowls already is not really what we want to be seeing, but that's okay. I think we actually are going to just send these out unkicked. Just get 2 little 1/1s. Get them on down, you know what I mean? Next turn we'll have Goblin Gathering, so we'll get down 2 more 1/1s. Start building that army a little bit. Cloud Concealer, okay. We do have a Murder, but at the same time we have these little 1/1s that we're going to be throwing down, so... Let's swing in. They shouldn't block. Even if they do, I think that's a worthwhile trade for us, right? Alright, and we'll get down to Goblin Gathering. Next turn, probably go ahead and get down another Goblin Gathering, so we'll just have immense amounts of creatures. Let's see. What does Alvaro Reyes do? Another Cloudkin. Very interested to see if they're playing like a weird Pauper Elemental deck, maybe? Possibly? Ooh, Thallid Omnivore though. That is a good card. Sure. Let's go ahead and get down the Thallid Omnivore. It'll work. And we'll swing in with all of our creatures. Let's see if they trade a Cloudkin here. They don't. So they are going to go ahead and go down to 15. We do have a Murder to take out one of their Cloudkins as well. Ral, of course, can give our Thallid Omnivore the trample it sometimes so desperately needs. Realistically, what could we do with this? We could put it up to a 7/7, right, with trample. Which isn't bad if we sacrifice both of these, and we're also going to be gaining life off of them. We don't want to do that quite yet, but that is ultimately the end goal game. Never mind. Thallid Omnivore just going to get wiped off the board. That's alright. We win this race, I think. Sure, they have more Cloudkins right now, but here comes our Goblin Gathering once more. Put us up to a crap ton more, so... Swinging in, we now have, what is that, 7 creatures? 7 creatures down. Hopefully they don't have anything such as the card that makes everything get -1/-1, but surely they shouldn't, given the fact that they play Cloudkin. They do have a Silverback Shaman, which we'll probably just go ahead and murder come our turn, so that way we can get in for the sweet 7 damage, put our opponent down to 4 health. And the Deathbloom Thallid, that is fantastic, but again, I want to get rid of the Silverback Shaman. They will get to draw a card off of it, but they won't get the defenses, which is... That's the main thing, right? So, yeah, as far as winning the race, I think we're doing it. They just keep going back and forth with the Cloudkins. Not really getting anything to stick. Now, we don't have any more sources of removal, so if they can manage to get down quite a few creatures, they'll be A-okay, or if they can manage to gain some life, they'll be A-okay, but at the current time being, we still have enough to overwhelm them. They have 3 creatures down, we have 7 creatures ourselves, which is still enough to get in that 4 last bit of damage. Never mind, there comes a Silverback Shaman, so we're going to have to hope for some removal here. Goblin Gathering, not exactly removal. Do also have a Deathbloom Thallid, but I think I want the Goblin Gathering. Given we already have so many goblins, this could allow us to overwhelm them the last little bit we need. We are going to swing in because it means they have to defend with the Cloudkin Seers if they want to not die. Right? And that's worth it to me. It's a worthwhile trade. We have numbers. We have numbers galore. Skittering Surveyor, and we'll still get in with 3 damage, so they're still only going to be down to 1 life. And we will still have 7 goblins left over. So, they have 2 creatures, that's 5 damage. They have 3 creatures, that's 4 damage. We're still there. We're still able to get there just by sheer numbers. Sheer numbers alone, right? Myra's Grasp. Still able to get there. Still able. They have to remove 3 more things if they want their life. Nope, they can't do it. So we are going to be picking up a game 1 with this weird Gruesome Fate Tokens deck in Pauper Historic.